I am here today with Jacquelyn Tillotson, and she's with Best Version Media, and that encompasses a couple of magazines locally called Dunedin Living and Safety Harbor Living. So describe your businesses for me.
I'd love to. Dunedin Living and Safety Harbor Living are family-oriented community publications. We feature a family on the front cover. The family lives in that town. They get interviewed, professional photo shoot, and they become our local celebrities. Our biggest story in the publication is about the family, but we also have sponsors that help make this magazine possible. You can see on the front inside cover here one of our sponsors, and we have expert contributors that contribute articles about their expertise. They sort of hold an exclusive spot in our publication. We also have a real estate update that shows the homes sold in that community for that month. And we also include things like recipes, which really give it that hometown feel, pictures of your pets, and it's very much of a community effort. The community submits articles, the community can submit pictures of their pets, stories about their pets, milestones that maybe happened in their family, and we really bring the community together. We bring the people together through these publications that are mailed to homeowners every month.
And flip that page open because we'll have to do a little disclosure that yes, I am the real estate advertiser and the one that puts together the list of home sales in Dunedin.
Yay!
So speaking of Dunedin, what brought you to Florida in this area?
So I'm originally from South Jersey, and if any of you are from the colder regions of our country, maybe you're like me and just get sick of it after a while.
We hear that a lot in the real estate profession.
I wanted more sunshine in my life. I wanted to be able to just jump in my car without having to put on a jacket and boots and all that other stuff, and just kind of put my windows down and go from place to place, be outside almost any day of the year. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love living in Florida. I've been here since 2008, and I don't see myself ever going back.
I don't blame you. Since I've been here my whole life, I understand. So what made you choose this profession?
Well, I've been in sales for the last 10 years, and as a corporate national sales manager, I found myself wanting to be more grounded, especially as my family grew. And I came across Best Version Media, and it seemed too good to be true. And when I started working with them, realizing that I can build my own magazine, this became a reality for me, and I've never been happier. I'm grounded, connected to my community, helping other local businesses, and bringing people together is truly satisfying. I've never been happier. I'd probably say that a few times in this interview.
That's awesome. As someone who majored in advertising with a minor in marketing and journalism, if I had seen this opportunity earlier in my life, I probably would have jumped on it too. So I can see why you love it.
Oh, thanks.
Anything else that just motivates you on a daily basis? Or
yeah, definitely. My family, my kids, being part of the community, involved with the community, I'm able to get stories and articles from local businesses or people in the community, and to be able to share their stories at a local level, and seeing the satisfaction of those businesses or local homeowners brings a smile to my face every time. I just really love connecting people, meeting people face to face, and building relationships in person. I think that relationships really mean so much in our lives. They affect every decision that we make, and doing good for our community, and that hometown feel truly makes me happy. And I hope that my happiness and my influence is felt by others that I work with and interact with.
And I think since we're both members of the Dunedin Chamber of Commerce, I think we're missing that interaction. And
We
ready
really
for
are
the,
right now.
ready
Yes.
for the Nixers to come back and be able to
Zoom
go out and
just
meet with
doesn't
people. No.
do the same. It's not the same effect, But when we do those happy hour Zooms, that kind of like
It helps a little bit. True.
It helps a little bit, but yeah, I truly believe that face to face, in person, will always be the best way to truly connect with people.
And I heard you mention your family.
Yes.
Tell me about your family.
I'd love to.
Sure.
So, I waited a little while in my life. I sowed those wild oats before I settled down. And
okay, I can relate to that as well.
So my children are young.
I like being an old mom, so.
Yay, all right, cool. I have more energy than I thought I would. So my children are 3 and 1, and their names are Forrest and Farah. And their father, my boyfriend, we have a happy family, and like I said, I'm glad that I did, all my crazy times before having a family, because I'm truly able to focus on them and, being part of their lives. The best part, I think, about this whole unusual, crazy epidemic time has been spending more time with family at home. I truly believe that is the key to life, is family and love. And, through this crazy time, I've been able to, like most people, kind of sit back a little bit and realize that we have so much goodness right in our own home, and to slow down a bit. I hope that trend continues. I really do, because we don't need to be going a million miles an hour. I think, technology has kind of forced us to go that way. So this idea of my print publications, what people do when they read these is they slow down. So they naturally slow down, they look at the magazine, and it brings this sense of family and community back into the home when we're constantly inundated with all this craziness or technology and just everything, the fast pace of life around us. So even before this, virus and after, I know that our magazines influence families and people to just kind of take a minute, sit outside on their lanai and grab a cocktail of choice and just read through either the magazine and read about their neighbors, read about how businesses can help them,
and read something that's not on a device.
There you go. Yep. And that's a huge, really brings more relaxation when we're not holding something like a device and the words are a little bigger than not hurting our eyes on our devices or our computer. And when we touch things too, we are able to retain more of that information. So the idea of print magazines and delivered to your door is, and always will be, the most effective way to reach people, reach homeowners, reach families. So I'm really happy doing that.
I have to agree. Tell me something that people don't know about the magazine business.
Okay, that they don't know about the magazine business. There are deadlines that we have to meet, because there's a process. Obviously, the graphic designer has to design the layout. There's a deadline of getting it to go to print, and there's a time frame of getting it shipped. We make sure that our magazines are delivered within that first week of the month, because every monthly publication is about that month, whether it's our calendar of events, whether it's the real estate listing, or the story that pertains to something that happened or is going to happen within that month. So deadlines are really critical. Yes, do sponsors or families or people get to me after the deadline? Of course they do. But I always try my best to make sure it all fits and works. But yeah, the deadline, we do need to meet that.
And what do customers really love about your product?
I think what they love about our product the most is the sense of community and the sense of normalcy, especially during a time like this, or even other times when we're just completely stressed or This magazine gives us that sense that we can just stop and take a minute and relax, and they read about their families and they learn about things that they didn't know before, whether it's from an expert article or reading about a family and how they influence the community or how they're part of the community. And what happens when people read these articles is we create this like emotional connection, so people remember what they read. And especially with the families that are on the front cover, you might see that family at a restaurant or a grocery store, and the families feel like they're local celebrities, so it's a lot of fun for them.
I bet. How did you end up in Dunedin and Safety Harbor with the magazines? I'm sure I know the answer to that, because everyone loves the cute Dunedin and Safety Harbor.
Oh, thank you. Well, naturally, I live in these towns. I live in Safety Harbor, but my family, my dad and my sister live in Dunedin, so it's almost like a second home to us. And we frequent Dunedin a lot, between all the great restaurants in both towns. But I really couldn't think of a more perfect town in Pinellas County to start our publications. These two publications. We do have publications popping up all over the county. But these towns, especially, the oldest towns, some of the oldest towns in our county, we are all about these tight-knit communities. And Safety Harbor and Dunedin are the perfect, ideal communities for these publications.
And what are some of your favorite things in Dunedin? To restaurants or things to do? What are your favorites?
Just being close to the water. A little town that's close to the water, I love. And the restaurants, some of my favorites would be like Hog Island Fish Camp, Living Room, Crown and Bowl. Those are just a few of my favorites. And there's so many great ones popping up all the time on all the side streets. I love seeing that. I lived and worked in New York City for a while, and as those, believe it or not, there were still small areas of the city that were getting turned over and rebuilt. So when you see that happening in towns that like Safety Harbor and Dunedin that we live in, it's so nice, bringing back once what was old and making it cool, but still old again.
True. That
whole sense of history you can feel, but there's also newness at the same time. So I love history. I love vintage. I love antiques. If you could take a walk in my home, it's a mix between modern and antiques, and I love the towns when they incorporate that as well. So I just feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm at home when I walk around Dunedin or Safety Harbor. I feel like I belong there, and I always have.
Very neat. Tell me something that people don't know about you.
What people don't know about me as they meet me through the publication is my background. Most of my career has been in the fashion industry. So I was a buyer at Macy's in New York. I've done product development, some brands that you probably all know and shop. And I've traveled all over North America, all of the islands I can think of. I've traveled internationally, and it's been an amazing experience. I was also a host on HSN, so that was, a lot of people don't know that about me unless you caught it live. But those types of things, it was a great time while it lasted. But I really wanted to kind of get grounded in the community that I live in. And like I said earlier, I've never been happier doing this, where I'm able to incorporate the skills that I've learned from the fashion industry. Merchandising, I'm able to help lay out the magazine. Sales, naturally, I'm working with businesses to sponsor the publication. Marketing is evident. That's all part of the fashion industry as well. So those education and that knowledge I've gained in the fashion industry has definitely played a part in making these magazines come to life. So I'm grateful for that background that I have.
And what's currently some exciting things that customers should know about the business right now?
Yeah, that we have a incentive going on. So it's kind of like a stimulus where we're offering some free advertising through our publications. Businesses can start anytime. That incentive doesn't go away. It is for a limited time to jump in, but you can start anytime and have that incentive. So it's really exciting. I've never seen this, with the company, and it's a great time to join because homeowners need to be reminded that you are in business and that you are there to help them. We have the most effective way for you to tell homeowners that you're part of the community, you're there to help them, and you're there for them.
Cool. So what do you think the future holds for you, your magazine, and kind of your goals for the next year or so?
My goals would be to continue to grow the publications in this market. So as a market manager as well in Pinellas, I have a team that's popping up magazines all over from as far up as Trinity down to St. Pete. That's just in this county. In this county. So I hope to see if we have at least 5 to 7 magazines in the next year, that would be phenomenal, and just to keep growing our presence. So Best Version Media has over 800 publications across North America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Florida, there's about 70. Florida is a huge market, but Pinellas has this huge opportunity, and so far, anyone that receives the magazine, businesses that are part of the magazine, the families and neighbors that are featured in the magazine absolutely love it, and it is just extremely gratifying and humbling that I'm able to bring this to our community.
Great. And how should people contact you?
My phone number really is the best way. I am very much about that connection with people, so I think that calling me would be the best way. Of course, email always works too.
We'll have all that information posted
Great,
next to the interview so people can find you.
Awesome.
And one final question. When your life is over, how would you like to be remembered?
When my life is over, I want to be remembered. That would be a good start. I want to be remembered as a happy, loving, uplifting person that was fun to be around.
Well, I think you're going that way so far.
Good. And it'd be really cool if I was cremated and I was compressed into a diamond.
All right.
That way I would,
girl's best friend.
That way I would last forever, and I would always be remembered.
You would. I love it. Perfect. Well, Jacquelyn, thank you for your time today, and I'm happy to be working with you.
Oh, me too, Sue. Thank you for this.